most fundamental body action when we dance Latin American dances, also of course rhythm dances. So number one action, it would be body weight transferring. So I would like to ask you to put your feet slightly apart, not too much, just like on the shoulder length. Now imagine this is your spine and there is like a red line going through it right here in the middle. So now my body weight is in the middle. Now I'm gonna move that line, my spine, to my right foot. Now my body weight is on my right foot. Now move this line to the middle, my body weight still in the middle. Now move to the left, now my body weight is on the left. And now I'm gonna move my body weight from my left foot, passing through the middle to my right foot. So this is an example of the body weight transferring, or you can call it spine movement as well. So we're moving our spine. So you see there is no body actions, we're just moving our spine from leg to leg, from foot to foot. So now there will be three major positions in this scenario. So my body weight would be on my left foot, my body weight will be in the middle, and my body weight gonna be on the right foot. Now all this way, the traveling from one foot to another, there's of course millions and millions and millions like pixels, all the small positions. That's what we're gonna call spine movement or body weight movement or body weight transferring. So weight transferring, so that's an example of the weight transferring. Now, if you close your feet together and you will just transfer your weight from foot to foot like this, is also possible. But in this case, you will see it's much more comfortable to release one of the foot when the position is so, when the base is so small. So we release of the foot. So here is also happening a weight transferring in place. So we're changing, and you see there is still a little bit of the spine movement, very little. And of course, when we are here, it's much bigger movement. And the ability to control how fast, how slow you transfer your weight is going to be very good for the quality of your dance. So the controlling of that weight. So how we can change weight very fast. So then we'll have to push from the foot, or also we can go very slowly. So we can delay our weight, make it very slow. So then we resist with our legs. Then we use this body actions to delay the weight transferring, or we can go very fast. So when you're going very fast, so basically you focus on the top of your spine and you just take it whatever you want. Now, if you want to go transfer your weight more slowly, then you will have to use body actions, almost like you stretch your body. So you're going to rotate your leg, you're going to use hip action, rib cage action. You see now we control, and then we get over the foot. So the ability to control, it's a great dancing skill. So now let's turn this way and let's explore our body weight transferring. So first, of course, we want to have a beautiful straight spine. Now, if we imagine that red line going through my spine, now it's in between legs, in the middle. Now, we're going to transfer our body weight to the front foot. So we transfer that whole line spine. So here it's many mistakes happen. Some people move, they only transferring the head, the top, and some going too much with the lower body. So here in the transferring, idea is to move the whole body weight onto the foot. Now we can transfer body back to the middle. We also call it split position. And now we can transfer our body weight to the right foot, to the back foot. And now we can rock our spine from back foot to the front. So we transferring body weight to the front, transferring to the back. So in dancing, actually, when you transfer weight from one foot to another, it's already will be considered as a step. So it's going to take the full count or half count. So this action, it's already considered to be as a full action finish. So steps is not only when you move your legs. So step is more when your body weight is being transferred to your foot. And that's very important. Now, also recommend to always try to practice rocking your spine in this position. And there is two ways to do it. So one way, you can rock from the back foot to the front and try to use your back foot and finish it at the end. So you don't want to leave it here. And now use your front foot to almost like you're pushing yourself forward. Now you will notice that to move forward and transfer your body weight forward, the pushing of the feet is not as helpful as a imaginary pull from the top of the body. So it's much more easier to transfer your body weight if you imagine like 10 different boxes, and then I move the top of the box. So if I move the top of me, imagine like somebody pull me forward, so my weight is being transferred. So I don't have to use too much strength of the feet. But now when you're going backward, it's a little bit different story. You want to use a little bit feet. Now again, when you move backward, you don't want to activate upper body too much, because then you're going to be back weighted. So the weight transferring backward is very different than forward. Now for the forward, you want to lift your rib cage, and you can be quite aggressive, more powerful with this to create power. Now for the backward, you want your leg to be there, and you want to have a little bit resistant and much more gradual way how you're transferring, because you'll notice later we're going to do rumba walks. You don't want to have this situation. So when you go backward rumba walks, you want to have your leg there and then more resistant. You resist how you transfer that weight. Control. That's the skill coming through the control of the weight transferring. Now, if we talk about body actions, so we have a body weight transferring, and now we can add another very important body actions. So if we say we transfer our foot weight from foot to foot, the next body action is going to be compression. So we compress. So what is compression? So you squeezing your shoulder blade in the middle of your shoulder towards your hip, and hip going up with that beautiful pendulum action. So you compress, imagine like you're pulling something down, and then your hips start to go back and around, and that's called rotation. So we compress and we rotate. Then after that we do what? We transfer our body weight, then we compress, and then we rotate. Transferring, compression, rotation. Transferring, compression, rotation. Now, rotation, it's always should be in a counterbalance. So what does it mean? So this is my shoulders, this is my hips. So this will be much more correct rotation rather than the whole body moving in one piece. So keep your shoulder still in the same line. Now rotate your hips around. So in a way you feel like your shoulders counterbalancing your hips. Now bring to the neutral position and rotate around. So this will be a very good counter body rotation. So you have transferring, you have a compression, you have rotation. Transferring, compression, rotation. Transferring, compression, rotation. So we can use the same formula for forward and back. And most of the dances consist with the steps. You do steps forward and back, and there's all the body actions you can use. So we transfer our body weight, then we have a compression, rotation. Transfer body weight, compression, rotation. Transfer, compression, rotation. Transfer, compression, rotation. Now, if we add steps to it, so we can do many different dances, like let's focus on cha-cha and rumba, for example. So we can add one more action. It's going to be a step. So we go step, transfer, compression, rotation. That's going to be a very good formula for your rumba walk. And of course, you always want to start with the body action. So you start with the compression, rotation. Now you have your step. Now you have your transferring. And then again, compression, rotate, and that rotation brings the leg in. And now you have step, transferring, compression, rotation. So if you just follow this formula, it's almost like you can do any step with it. So let's do a little bit more complicated step. If I start from here, always start with your body action. So you have compression, rotation, then you have step, compression, rotation, step, compression, rotation, step, and of course, transferring, compression, rotation, step, transfer, compression, rotation. And if I do a little faster, you'll see. So people who understand this formula, the movement looks much more full, more interesting, and there is many, many things going on. And the same you can do for cha-cha-cha, So there is a step, there is a transferring, there is compression, rotation, or even for the samba. So there is a step, you transfer it, compression, rotation. So for example, in samba, some steps you're gonna delay your transferring. In cha-cha, you maybe have a little bit stronger, more direct transferring of the weight. In rumba, you delay your transferring. So the way you transfer the weight, you can play with it. And what helps to control that? It's your body action. So ability to compress, rotate. So I have way more videos on my app about body action, but this is just like introductory about how to transfer body weight, how to do fundamental body actions.